Despite this loss to the Dolphins, was there a moral victory for Washington? Considering how well they ran, Morris and Jones, they ran pretty well.
There's no moral victories. If you don't get a W, ain't no more victory. But you can build on this. I mean, I think that you saw some good things as far as that, but you got a Rams team that's coming in here that's tougher to me on the defensive side of the ball than Miami was. And it's going to take more than 10 points to beat that team.
Yeah, and as Gary Digital Williams told me in the press box, this is a game that they should have won. I mean, like Donna said, no moral victories. This is the game the Redskins should have won, and they didn't.
But there were some positives, and that's a running game and some of the defensive line play, right?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely there. I mean, that they impressed me, and they've got to take that and build on that against the Rams coming up.
It's going to be a tougher game. Now, can they be effective running the ball against the Rams like they were in this past game?
See, I think the Rams is going to stack 8 men in the box and said, hey, you better beat us in the air. Now, I would do that because I know that the Redskins have a strong running game using all 3 running backs. So I'm sticking 8 men in the box and said, okay, you better beat me through the air. And they're going to test Kirk Cousins. So that's going to be interesting to see how they counter that.
Now, special teams is going to have to devise a plan to stop Tavon Austin.
That's what I was just about to ask you guys.
I mean, he's phenomenal. I saw him play in high school in the Crab Bowl. I mean, that guy, he had 2 touchdowns last week. I mean, the Redskins are definitely going to have to key in on him.
And then, so they have speed on their side, and we won't have Mr. Jackson, Deshaun.
No.
He's out for 4 weeks.
But you know what? They've got some young guys, receiver-wise. This is their opportunity. What did they say? When people go down, this is your opportunity to step up. And they've got some young guys that are hungry, and this is their chance. Ross and all of them, and they like them. And then Grant, he's played before, so they can do the same thing. Let's just see.
And defensive line has James Laurinaitis, Howie Longson, Chris Long,
Yeah.
and Aaron Donald. I mean, those are 3 outstanding defensive linemen that you got to prepare for.
Especially Mr. Cousins has to prepare
Right.
for.
And then they got a quarterback finally. Bradford never, he was injured all the time. They trade and get Nick Foles. So they've got the offensive weapons on that side of the ball now, too.
And they just beat Seattle, so we can't forget that also.
No. And they put points on the board, too, more than 17.
Yeah, they can play. I can't believe we never talked about RG3 in all of our discussion. That's interesting.
That's
right. All right. Well, I tell you what, we got a couple minutes to talk about where the Skins will end up at the end of the season. And ladies first, of course, Donna.
See, I hate to predict things too early because I think that team is still coming along. And I have a lot of question marks still, so I have to see how they play because you've got a new quarterback under the center. So I'm not going to say anything much about them right now. I just think that you have to just wait and see with them.
Will they be able to compete with Dallas and Philadelphia?
Dallas is pretty tough. Their offensive line is probably the best in the NFL. Philly, you don't know about them because Chip Kelly has basically ran everybody away on that team. But the NFC East is still strong. The Giants surprised Dallas in that game also when they almost came. They gave that game away.
They'll be getting Cruz back.
So it's early about all of them, but I think that Dallas is still a front runner.
What about you, Brandy?
Yeah, I think they'll be able to compete, but those teams might be a little stronger. I like the Giants and Dallas to be at the top of that division.
So can the Skins have a winning record?
I'm looking more of a 500 record.
Okay.
Maybe a 7-9 type, 8-8 type record.
So let's see what Jimmy Williams says over here.
Throw a little baseball in here.
Right.
Well, the division is always, these guys going to be up for these games, for these division games, I believe. So I'm looking for them to be at least 500 there, and so it's really what they're going to do out of the division. And so I'm kind of thinking more like the 9-7, 8-8. And like I said, we need a little more time on them. Another 2 or 3 games to see how things are looking.
Exactly.
And people are getting hurt so much in football. So the guys that come in can be the guy might be a guy that's not even there that takes your team over.
So it's really hard to make predictions at this time of the season.
Right.
Yeah. It's too early.
It's nothing but a guess. It's a guess. I mean,
And a lot can happen.
And injuries already
a big
plagued
thing,
the
yeah.
Redskins already.
Right.
So now some other people have to step up, and like you said, this might be the diamond in the rough and everything. But it's interesting. So give me about 5 games into the season and come back, and we'll talk some more.
And the Ravens have lost. They've already lost Terrell Suggs. I mean,
Again.
Des Bryant is out for the Giants. So I mean, the injuries have played, other teams in the league as well.
All right. Well, that is it for this week's Sideline Report. Tell you, time
Already?
flies when you're having fun. Thank you, Donna, Jimmy, and Brandy. Our first timer, Brandy.
Yeah.
You
Glad
got
to be
come
here.
back, man.
Yeah, I'd love to
Yeah,
come back. Thanks
yeah.
for
Can't
inviting
do
me.
it just
Had
once.
had a great
right?
time.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Marvin Jackson. We'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Good
you.
job. Good job, everybody.